Wow, just take this in for a moment. A woman in England, in her own country, simply said she doesn't want to hear about the Quran or Islam. That's it. She didn't commit a crime. She didn't attack anyone. She didn't incite violence. She just expressed her opinion. And what happened? She was arrested on the spot. We'll dive into this story in today's video, but before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of our viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. Think about how insane that is. Since when did saying, "I don't want to hear about a religion that isn't mine," become a criminal offense? She even pointed out that England is historically a Christian country, which is true. Yet for daring to state that fact out loud, she ended up in handcuffs. If that doesn't tell you how far this country has fallen, I don't know what will. This is not about tolerance anymore. This is about silencing dissent. Free speech, the bedrock of any free society, has been thrown out of the window. It's become clear that certain groups and ideologies are being elevated above others. And if you dare to question or even refuse to engage, the state will step in to punish you. What makes this even more shocking is the double standard. People can burn British flags, mock Christianity, insult our culture, and nobody bats an eyelid. But the moment someone says they don't want to hear about Islam, suddenly the full force of the law comes crashing down. That isn't justice, that's tyranny. England is now a place where ordinary people risk arrest for simply voicing opinions that don't align with the state's narrative. This isn't the country our parents and grandparents fought for. Free speech doesn't exist in England anymore, and that should terrify every single one of us. Have a watch.
We're in England. It's a Christian country. I don't want to hear anything about the Quran. More Christians yet.
And those angels apportioning each one. Indeed, what you are promised is true. And indeed,
take her away. Take her away. Bruh. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. I'm so sorry, Ola. I'm sorry.
And this is exactly where we are now in Britain, a two-tier system where some voices are protected and others are punished. If you criticize certain ideologies, you're branded a criminal. But if our culture, our faith, or our country are mocked, nothing happens. That double standard is destroying free speech and tearing apart our society. England has fallen into a place where opinions are policed, and unless we stand up now, we risk losing every last bit of the freedom our ancestors fought for. In other news, a new document has revealed that nearly 2 million Britons are still being subjected by decisions taken in Brussels without any say on the matter. According to the report from Facts 4, EU produced exclusively, the EU is denying 1.91 million people living in Northern Ireland the right to vote against the bloc, which makes a substantial proportion of the laws governing them. Facts 4 EU has collected the legal annexes, which impact nearly 2 million British people. Across 48 pages of R4, there are around 8 headings per page, referring to EU laws, directives, regulations and rules. Each of these headings, which total at around 350, then have to be looked up in the EU's legal database, where there are pages of text on each law, directive, regulation and rule, running into thousands of pages of legal instruments governing the lives of British people. Some of the regulations include limits on the permissible sound level and the exhaust system of motor vehicles, Council Directive 70/157/EEC, the protection of species of wild flora and fauna by regulating trade, EC/338/97, and setting standards of quality for the collection, testing, processing, storage, and distribution of human blood and blood components, 2002/98/EC. What the document shows is that the EU makes new laws when Northern Ireland and the UK government continue to have no say and no vote on them. The EU then makes Northern Ireland impose these laws and police their enforcement. If they fail to do so, they will be taken to the EU's court and administration, which will enforce them with penalties. It is not just Northern Ireland where these 350 or so regulations are starting to creep in. Sir Keir Starmer has been agreeing to introduce similar measures across the whole of the UK. Examples of this include the Metrology, Weights and Measures Bill. This involves an EU regulation put into UK law, without any debate in Parliament. This process of creep is now established and set to keep growing as part of Sir Keir's reset of UK-EU relations. Whether you live in Birmingham, Blairgowrie, Bangor or Belfast, you will soon find your lives affected by laws over which you had no say, and your MP had no vote. Reacting to the report, Antrim-born Labour peer Baroness Hoey said, "The way they are treating the UK through Northern Ireland is quite unnecessary and places their standing in the world in jeopardy. The Irish Sea border must be removed so that the whole United Kingdom is once again fully enfranchised." While this is an attack particularly on UK citizens in NI, make no mistake, this is an attack on the integrity of the United Kingdom as a whole in every sense of the word. No self-respecting country with a future can afford to allow itself to be treated in this way. We must come together and not allow the EU to divide and undermine us. TUV leader Jim Allister added, "Far from nurturing democracy, every day the EU is doing something that no other developed country is doing. It is instead defying democracy every day by making legislation that it applies to us through a legislature in which we are not represented, denying democracy in relation to legislation where it previously held sway. Moreover, far from being a problem that is going away, this is a problem that is getting worse and worse as the number of pieces of imposed legislation just goes up and up over time. While this is a very bad sign for the UK, the truth is that it is also very bad for the EU, which is damaging its reputation by imposing these arrangements. Despite this, the EU continues to maintain that we reaffirm the vital importance of upholding democratic principles, adding that they are more important than ever and underpin the fabric of our societies. An official tweet from the EU Commission account on X read, "Built on voting, speaking up and staying informed. We're not just celebrating it. Together, we're nurturing it every day. Democracy, fundamental rights, and the rule of law are the backbone of our European Union." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.